So a lot of people are wondering if Expedition 33 has any room to exist with a game like Oblivion remastered. Now, the reality is some people probably don't really know how the gaming industry resonates because some games have been successful actually launching alongside other big games that are bigger and probably even in many cases more popular. Now, I don't know, what the the alchemy is that some of these marketing experts do, but they've been able to do some really cool stuff. However, the reviews of this game is actually singing a different song. IGN, I'm not going to sit here and read anybody's review, and honestly, I don't really care much about reviews, to be honest. But this game is such a unique game, I'm not really aware of what to actually expect. Because it's a turn based game, it's moving in a direction that Final Fantasy moved away from. So let's see how people are going to go ahead and accept this game. IGN gives it a 9. Was that worth in the market? Nothing. But it's still, it's still showing that, okay, it seems like people like and enjoy the game to some extent, right? Here on RPG site, they give it a 10. Interesting. What's that worth in the market? Nothing. Expedition 33, and you just hear me out, okay? Just hold on, because reviews have been clearly biased in the last few years, where good games have gotten crappy reviews and bad games have gotten great reviews, okay? So what we can do is we can just go around and say, okay, these are opinions of people, of individuals who played the games that have the, what do I call it? That have the opportunity or have the platform to publish it and broadcast it, so we can see what they say, right? So DualShockers give it a 10 out of 10. Interesting. This is Newsweek. They also have a freaking, review. I didn't know Newsweek did reviews for games. And what is their, what's their own conclusion? Everything is incredible. I also fell in love with it. Do they even have do they have a scoring system? It did help, but it go through some kind of frustration. That kind of thing will put me off. What are they saying here? Often through my play, I found myself feeling directionless. You might be a games journal. So I don't know. What's your review worth in the market? Nothing. Here's what's actually very challenging about all of this is, you see, the commitment to play a game like this is not something that should break anybody's bank, right? Because this game is coming out on Game Pass. Xbox is basically opening up the game for people to be able to play, and the developers and the publishers are partnering to ensure that their game has a big and a wide reach. So you can buy the game on PlayStation. Let's look at the pre-order position of this game on the PlayStation charts. Right now, in the pre-order section, it's actually number 4, beaten by Forza 2 Edition and Fatal Fury. Fighting games usually do that. Expedition 33 is here on position number 4 and position number 5. So it seems like it's getting a good amount of attention. Okay, so already, even with or without the reviews, people have already put it in their cart, they've already spent money, and they've already bought the game. And that's actually quite nice for the developers anyways. On Xbox itself, I don't know if Xbox does a top seller thing that you can actually see on a category, but again, the metric that would probably be sensible for you to use is using the Game Pass metric to see exactly where the game is and where the game sits. So a lot of people have probably gone ahead and said, you know what? We're probably going to go ahead and check out this game when it comes down to it. Let's see. What is the size? 40 gigs. I'm going to go ahead and pre-install it. And I want to check it out, right? So, change from the Game Pass subscription has gone to them. They've gotten the bag. And so now people are going to get to play the game. You see, we are in a very interesting place because what's going on is your game these days, as much as people may write reviews and all that stuff, as much as people may, sing and shout and talk on the social media platforms about exactly what is going on, like, think about the games. This GameSpot has a review here too. Let's just go ahead and look at that. And I'll show you a data set that makes it, they gave it a 9. Superb. Okay. What's that worth in the market? Nothing. SteamDB game releases so far. Okay. Let's look at the game release summary by year. And you look and say, but, you just trivialized all the review scores. Well, because there are subjective opinions. What's important is how this game is going to fare in a market that is right now already saturated. We're in the 4th month of the year. We're approaching the 5th month of the year. And there are already 5,778 games launched on PC. Do you know that that means that there have been over 1,000 games launched every month so far? So this same month where that game Expedition 33 is coming out, where the Oblivion game remaster is coming out, where MLB The Show came out last month, where Days Gone a remaster is coming out, where Xbox drops South of Midnight, and all these, there have been thousands more games that makes all of these games seem just like a handful when it comes down to it. So these developers already getting good reviews is good for them, but they need more than that. Does that make sense? I didn't trivialize the review scores just because I wanted to be pedantic. Don't care about reviews. But I'm saying that in today's market, you need a lot more than review scores. You need solid marketing, which I think they actually nailed down. In fact, they nailed the marketing down so much, people would not stop talking about what they perceive as a problem. Oh, well, Xbox should have waited to launch, the Elder Scrolls game and not launch your game, blah, 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 blah. Like when they went ahead, they posted something here. They said, wow, right? This person was like, oh, this is so good, blah, blah. And then somebody posted something really silly and pedantic under their post and said, well, it's sad that this game came out with this at the same time as Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4. I guess I'll catch your game on a discount. Like this person here, the Ben C. Kind of sucks that Oblivion came out right when your game did. Oh well, I'll catch your game. I'll catch you on a discount. And people told this person to go ahead and buzz off, simply because the game is available on Game Pass. The game is available for sale anywhere. If somebody wants to go ahead and buy it, they don't have to now worry about spending money on two games. If they're a financially savvy gamer, they can look and say, okay, I like one more than the other, but I would love to see what one is cooking. And I have the opportunity to do so. This is a customer value proposition that I think right now in the gaming industry, everything is about to turn over. Everything's about to turn upside down. Does that make sense? I mean, just think about it. When I saw exactly what they did with this Oblivion thing, I said, okay, I think at this point, if I took a calculator and I calculated what, the Game Pass proposition was for 2025, and you paid for Game Pass all year, $240, can you please tell me how $240 is going to afford you even a measly 4 to 5 hours of each game that has been released so far on Xbox on Game Pass this year? $240. You paid full $20 bucks a month. $240. How is that going to account for you playing 5 hours of every game that they're going to launch this year so far? You can see that the numbers don't even make any sense in terms of the value that you're getting. And at the end of the day, all the talk about the sustainability and all that is being fried because these games are getting money on PlayStation, judging by the pre-order list and the money that's being put in the bank accounts of the developers and the publishers. Even with the game coming out, a smaller game, a developer from another side, is getting a W because they're getting their bag everywhere. Now I want to ask another question: accessibility versus sustainability, and this so-called talk about quality. One that people like Nib95 and Reforged Gaming have tried to argue. The argument's not making any sense. Consumer behavior is basically obliterating the argument, and the fact that these games are coming out to high review scores, which, taken for what you want, it doesn't seem like the reviewers are complaining about anything in terms of a lack of quality. I wonder what they're going to say about this game. If this game was exclusive, they'd probably want to, make you believe that somewhere, somehow, its exclusivity granted it the quality that it did. Whereas the game is everywhere, including Game Pass, and its quality doesn't seem affected from the review score so far, and even from the people who are playing the game right now. So I guess making games available for everybody is actually the thing that gamers want. So to talk about console sales and all this pedantic nonsense is getting exposed because the industry is taking a very interesting turn, and anybody who is not doing right by their consumers is going to face the wrath of a saturated and getting much more saturated market in real time. Yes, this is exactly why the consumer wins. It's not because of Xbox, it's not because of anything. It's because of these conditions right now. And that's great. Thanks for watching the video. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.